Hello and welcome to the Whiskey Boys podcast. I'm John, and I'm joined by Zach and Coach Welch over there.
Welcome to the football podcast, the number one football podcast in the world. We're here to talk about sports and only sports, and Raiders and
Is that a new
Raider Nation?
Is that a new subscription service? Only sports.
only sports. Where we just show you pictures of football and men in sports gear. Just their butts. That's it. No, that's only butts. Go to onlybutts.com and check out my butt.
Big Daddy Matt.
We're talking about football,
Check
right?
out
We're
my
talking about
butt over there.
football, huh? I gotta take that off.
He's an all new person now.
Yeah, new person. Now I'm just an average dad. Just your average dad.
Mhm.
Over here gonna talk about sports.
They gotta talk about how fresh your lawn looks after you cut it.
Yeah.
That's a dad move.
Oh, now Grandpa showed up.
Oh, there he goes.
No, I wore this polo because I didn't wash clothes and they said I looked like a coach. And then I put my hat on and then I was like, damn it, yeah, I look like a coach.
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh yeah, Zach has a new phone.
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
So first things first, we weren't here last week, but we're back. Zach also had a birthday. He is now like
Old.
26, 27. How old are you now?
Too old.
26.
My bones hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 26.
So
John just throwing out Zach's age like that. She's
we
confident.
talked about it in the past, okay?
Jeez.
Now they know
Okay,
his
boomer.
birthday, his year, John. Why don't you go ahead and tell him the address for his house?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my social security number and my full name.
I actually don't know
Swear, dude.
your social security number or your address.
I hope not. I'd hope not. The social.
pretty sure
That's
John.
important.
Yeah. Hey, some people
I'll
know
send
other
it.
people's social security numbers.
Yeah, and they're called
mine?
identity thieves.
Yeah. They're called the hackers, John.
They're called criminals.
They're called the federal government, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point. But yeah, so we weren't here last week, just busy stuff. So we're back though. And there's a lot of stuff that we missed last week. First of all, like, PlayStation had a huge thing,
Mm-hmm.
announced the
But
new.
they shut down.
Did they shut down?
No. I wish they would.
No,
But, hey.
they showed off God of War.
Oh yeah, that's right. They showed off more God of War Ragnarok for the PS4.
I don't remember being there.
You weren't invited, Zach.
You said God of War, so I stayed in my house.
Yeah, and then they also showed off Spider-Man 2, which will have Venom in it.
The PS4 game.
Yeah. And they showed off a Wolverine game coming from the same studio, which is going to be awesome.
Well, they didn't show. They just showed his arm. That's it.
Well, they announced it.
And people beat
there
up.
was other games, but I think those are the big three that were really announced. They showed Deathloop for like the 50th time.
Yeah, which came out, didn't it?
Yeah, it's out.
It's out. I want to play it, so maybe stream it soon. I don't know. I don't stream. I haven't streamed in forever.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're streaming every day stream.
Mhm. But yeah,
It's because it's the way the market is, dude. You gotta get some followers, like stream, and then stop streaming for a while, and then that way when you stream, it's a hot commodity, dude. You can't be just giving out streams like crazy. All right.
you guys,
Or you could just,
listen to Grandpa over there. He knows what he's got. He's
Hold
got
on,
that,
take it off of me.
He's got that wisdom with age, dude.
See, you gotta stream, and then not stream, and then they want that. Oh, it's Robert De Niro. Then they want that stream.
You talking to me?
Matthew's gonna be like 60 years old streaming. Well, who am I kidding? He'll stream every once in a while.
Yeah, I'll stream again when I'm like 70,
Yeah.
just randomly. Like, oh crap, Agent Monkey's streaming. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
On Twitch too.
Twitch too.
On YouTube. I remember when he used to stream on Twitch before he died. Oh man.
Gonna take out our channel like that.
Twitch is
Good thing
gonna
we're on
take
YouTube
itself
as well.
out. Oh man, it was weird because when you put up the screen of just me, I looked at the bottom of what it looks like, and it's mirrored of what I can actually see.
Yeah.
So it was like my head go this way, then the other one would go the other way.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Oh, I was gonna switch it, but I was like, oh, they wouldn't be able to see what we're seeing.
Yeah.
But yeah, also, I got to play the Call of Duty beta. It came out 2 days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, for people
Call of
who
Duty
pre-ordered.
Vanguard.
Call of
Oh,
Duty
yeah?
Vanguard, yeah.
How was it?
Actually, it's pretty cool. It plays exactly like Modern
Liar.
Warfare.
Oh.
Wish I could have played it.
Matthew tried to play it. Every time he started it, it restarted his Xbox.
Yeah.
So
It
that's
shut.
cool.
No, it didn't restart. It shut it off.
Mm-hmm.
Every time it wouldn't
just Call
even
of
get
Duty.
into
Dude,
like
it's
the
God trying
lobby.
to warn you. He's like, you don't want this game.
It was like agree to terms, and then like agree, and then it'd start loading, and then it just go bloop, and turn off, and then I turn it back on, and it's like, oh, make sure you clean out the vents and stuff because it can overheat your Xbox, and I'm like, what?
I
What are
mean-
you talking about?
That happened with my Xbox when Black Ops Cold War came out, and I was playing it on my Series X. It kept restarting, so I eventually had
Yeah.
to play it on my One X.
But yeah, they released a update actually too for
Did
the. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you know how I know?
Why?
Because I played it this morning.
Oh, did you?
Oh, there you
Yeah.
Nice.
It's not that good.
Really? I liked it.
No, it was. So it's got the mechanics of Modern Warfare and stuff.
Except for there's destructible walls as well.
Yeah. The only problem is it suffers from is the same stuff
Call of
that
Duty.
Call of Duty 2 suffered from, is adding in unnecessary things like semi-automatic pistol.
Okay. So when you play that game, your secondary is either like a shotgun, an RPG, or a semi-automatic, or not semi-automatic, a full automatic pistol like burst. There is so much kick on that gun that you cannot shoot anybody with it. You have to be like literally right in front of them, and it's so annoying because I'd see someone in the distance and I'd be running a sniper and I'd switch and go, and I hit them once and they would just take me out.
Maybe you just gotta get good, John.
Yeah,
Get
I gotta start jumping when I get to corners like everybody else.
It works, man. You blame streamers for that.
It is so
These pros,
it
man.
is so funny to me every time people do that, because I like people are like, one of the things that bugged me about it is that people are just running around like crazy in the game.
The maps
So-
are very small.
Always been like that though. Yeah.
Well, the
Call of
snow
Duty.
level was kind of big, but no, they're constantly running around. So I would just sit in one place because I was playing Search and Destroy. So I was like, they're gonna keep running around. I'm just gonna shoot them as they come. Oh man, my throat. So they start running around and they jump in the air right in front of me, and I'm just like, boom, and just take them out. I'm like,
Yeah.
that doesn't do anything. What do you think? It's gonna surprise me because you're 3 feet above the ground?
Oh, it was funny when I was playing this morning. Someone got the final kill, and the kill cam was the guy came around the corner, and then the guy saw him and started shooting. It was my teammate shooting, and the guy on the enemy team jumps in the air, and you just see him go up and just follow the guy and just shoot him as he's in the air.
And
Oh, it was
especially
so
because we have aim assist in Call of Duty. It's just like they jump in the air and the gun just goes up a little bit, and you're just like,
Yeah.
yeah,
But-
it's dumb that people do that.
The game, the levels I played, there was one level. It was like a beach. I think it was the
Yeah.
Pacific area, which was pretty good because it has lines of sights where you can actually use long range weapons. But other than that, like most of the levels I played on were just short to medium range weapons. Like literally, it's just
two-
assault rifles and below. That's it.
Two of the maps are pretty small, like the rooftop one and the I don't remember the other one now. Oh, the one that's like on a hillside with the mansion in the middle.
Oh, and then because like when I play Call of Duty, I play on hardcore, and so like search and destroy on hardcore is way different because everyone's like sitting back and being careful because
Yeah.
you can die in one shot if you have a strong enough weapon. But it's in core because it's the beta, and literally, I didn't even get to do anything, and the whole team got wiped. The other team got wiped out
Okay.
because they all just rushed in, and my team were all waiting at one point, so they all just rushed in and just got lit up. So I literally went to the other point to protect it. I walked out. I was like, "Where's everyone?" It's like game over, and I was like, "Wait, what? What
Yeah,
happened?"
I cannot stand playing core because so many people just sprint around in games like Search and Destroy. Like my team would just rush in and get lit up, and I'm like, that's not what you're supposed to do. Like you only
Yeah.
have one life. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But two of my biggest complaints in the game. One, they brought back the kill streak of the dogs, which I don't remember what game it was in originally, but it is such an overpowered kill streak. Obviously, it's hard to get, but it's like there's no hiding from that kill streak. Like say an AC 130, you can go in a building or something and kind of get away from it. The dogs, it doesn't matter where you're at, they'll run everywhere and climb everywhere, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, and eventually you'll get 2 or 3 dogs running at you, so it's like you're gonna die. You can't kill them all at the same time.
Sure, you can, John.
My other complaint was one of the field upgrades, because like in Call of Duty they have field upgrades where you press the 2 bumpers and you
I
get
think I
the
know
fill.
which one you're gonna say.
One of them is called the Goliath, which is essentially a RCXD,
Yep.
but instead it's like got the little tank chains on it to drive around. That thing cannot climb stairs, and it drives like 5 miles an hour. So by the time you find
You got
somebody,
30 seconds to use it.
by the time you find somebody, they're like far away, and you're like, oh, I guess I'm blowing up nothing, and it just blows up there.
Even worse is that you said it can't climb stairs and stuff like that. Little ledges this big either. Because when I tried to use it, I was hiding behind a corner. It goes, and then it goes down. It goes, boom. It lands on the side and then explodes.
So
I was like, wow, okay, cool.
I was gonna say I was recording when I was playing yesterday, and one of the times I was driving it, I literally got all right, let's go, Goliath, and I hit the gas and I go off a hill and it hits the side and just blew up automatically. I was like, I didn't even touch anything.
Yeah, so I'm excited for Battlefield 2042.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still excited for the game.
Well, I'll play the story for Call of Duty because that's one thing is that they still have pretty good stories for the most part. So I'll play the story for it, but I don't know how much I'm going to be playing the multiplayer on that. I think I'd rather just play 2042.
Which got delayed, which sucks.
I know. Come
Also
on.
thanks.
Yeah, got delayed
Now we're
until
going to be
November.
stuck with Call of Duty.
Oh, there's other games. You got Far Cry 6 coming out on October 7th.
Oh, that's true. No, but I mean,
that's
like
pretty hype.
FPS games like that. But yeah, I'm excited for that because they announced, which John and I kept asking, we're like, is it going to be in there? Co-op. They're going to do co-op, which
Yeah.
I'm happy for. Story. And then they announced a bunch of post, which is awesome. They announced post-game stuff that they're going to be releasing. So like DLC later on down the road, which I told John, I was like, that means that they're already done with this stuff, most of it. If they're already announcing it and showing it off. But yeah, it was really cool. There's a YouTube video about it. And one of them is Danny Trejo selling tacos.
Yeah.
And you have to help him protect his taco stand or something like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And and then I forgot what the other one was.
The other one is a Rambo fanatic.
Yeah.
So it's like you go on a Rambo adventure. And then the third one is a Stranger Things crossover, which is really
Going to the
interesting.
Upside Down.
Yeah. I was like,
They didn't-
that's interesting.
It
to
didn't
see.
say anything else about it. It just said that it was Stranger Things. And
Yeah.
I think it's the last one, so that's probably why they don't have anything on it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so excited. And then they have like mission type things that you can do after the game too.
Challenges and stuff.
Challenges
And
and
it'll
stuff.
all
Yeah.
be co-op, which is awesome.
Yeah. Even those DLC ones will be co-op,
That'd be
which
sweet.
I am excited for. I can't wait. Dude, I love the Far Cry games. But at least 5.
Really? I liked all of them.
Well, I didn't really play the other ones. That's why.
Wow.
I think I started on 3.
I started on
Escape
4.
Primal.
I started on 4. went to 5 and New Dawn, blah blah, and then I played Far Cry 3 last year.
Wow. Look at you go.
Say, speaking of games, I know I told Matthew about this, but did you hear about the huge leak of upcoming games, possibly canceled ones as well? So GeForce Now, you know, GeForce, like that's in your PC, like graphics card. They have a thing called GeForce Now that is a subscription service to play games, like Steam and whatnot. Apparently, someone went to sign up for GeForce Now or log in or something, and when they did, they were greeted with a internal document from the company that had a bunch of video games that weren't announced yet.
That's pretty freaking hype.
And like one of them was Injustice 3.
What? Half-Life 3?
No, BioShock 3 was on there though, which is pretty interesting. But
isn't there already a BioShock 3?
No, BioShock Infinite isn't BioShock 3. But
Third one in the series.
Yeah, but it's yeah, you gotta play it.
Interesting.
But yeah, so there's a lot of games on there. I don't remember all of them. A couple of them were ones that were already announced, or I think ended up getting announced, like the Alan Wake remastered and stuff like that. But someone had said there's the potential for some of them had been games that were announced or were in the process in the past and that are canceled now. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like there's a lot of freaking. That's a ridiculous thing to. Someone's probably getting fired over that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so. It's a quick way to lose your job.
Yeah. But I was to say, Zach? Did you see the Matrix trailer?
Bro, I am the Matrix trailer.
Oh, okay.
No, I've heard some crazy conspiracies about it though.
Did you watch it though? You mean
No, I haven't seen it.
like theories? You mean?
Just theories, man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, about what it's about, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
haven't seen the trailer yet.
I was like, conspiracies, like what? Like
it's not really a movie. It's actually a hidden
Based in
conspiracy by
reality.
the government.
It is.
it's a documentary.
Yeah.
This is all a simulation, guys.
Uh-huh.
So I always grab the red pill when I see one.
It's
just a bunch of Advil. It's never worked yet.
You just keep popping Robitussin.
Just Skittles, but you know.
It's
But no, I haven't seen the trailer.
It's a good thing you don't grab the blue pill. Yeah, no, it I told Matthew, I was like, I didn't like the trailer. Like, I don't know, it's the music threw me off, and then it didn't have that same look to it. Like the colors were a lot more vivid instead of that dark green hue to it. It didn't feel like the Matrix at all.
Yeah, it looks. It sounds weird, but it looks more cinematic in the sense of like the lighting. I get dynamic lighting and stuff like that, as opposed to, like John said, that greenish bluish film cover,
like overtone over it.
Yeah. That made it feel like I guess the Matrix is the best way to explain it, but like, you know, very very like computer futuristic, you know, kind of like how Blade Runner has that purple blue film over it.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But with the Matrix, it has a green bluish color that makes it feel like you're in a computer. I guess that's the way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess computers have updated since 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going for.
They're like the Matrix has upgraded its firmware, so it's running
Exactly.
at 4K.
So no longer running dial-up. So
Yeah. now you don't have to go to a phone booth. Yeah. What are they gonna do that?
Yeah.
Phone booths aren't around anymore.
They're like, we need to get out of here. Whenever they go to the phone booth or whatever, you know, the scene where the car hits or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, there's no phone. Take it out.
Instead they're gonna be
Movie ends.
Instead they're gonna run to a Wi-Fi router.
Oh man,
We need to find
That'd
a
be
hot
awesome.
spot.
he's just running with his phone.
I need 5G. Damn you, T-Mobile.
It's like I need 5G. Look, they're giving out vaccines.
Stupid.
Now that's a Matrix I'd see for sure.
Oh man. He's like, we're gonna give you the vaccine so that way you can call in at any time. Oh man.
I wonder how they're gonna do that though in that movie.
They're gonna have to go find Wi-Fi cafes, internet cafes.
Dude, Zach,
Literally just every Starbucks.
does Bailey know about payphones?
I don't know. I should ask her.
If she's
Call her in.
if she's watching, Bailey, do you know about payphones? Dude, I remember in middle school there used to be a payphone.
Yeah.
And I actually had to use it once because I didn't have my phone.
Mm.
And I luckily had some quarters in my backpack. And I had to call my mom for something. I forgot what it was, but yeah. Because I was like, oh damn it, I forgot the number. Like, because usually it's like the phone book would be there, so you can use that number where they pay for it, so you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
Which I would try to call my dad like that, and he would just deny it. He ain't paying for that.
It was
You gotta leave a quick message, man.
Yeah, well, that's why you say what you want as the name. You're like,
Exactly.
can you bring me $5 for lunch? And they're like, a collect call from, can you bring me $5 for lunch? Okay. I ain't paying for that, and I ain't giving $5.
I don't know. Just answer the phone call.
Yeah, I don't know nobody named $5.
You answer the phone call, you're like, you get $4.75 that cost me 25 cents. No, the number was 1-800-CALL-ATT.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, there's David Arquette on the commercials. Man, I'm dating myself.
Yeah. You are old.
That's a weird phrase that you could take out of context.
That means
Somebody
like,
clip that.
showing my age. Stupid.
Sure, John. Sure.
John,
Don't speak that language anymore.
John's words of affirmation in the morning when he looks in the mirror.
Man, I'm dating myself.
Oh man.
Stupid.
Yeah,
someone's gonna clip that too.
I hope so.
Did your school have a payphone, Zach? No, they had a personal.
They all
cell
had
phones
cell
for
phones,
everyone.
probably.
It was a private school, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
they had FaceTime before FaceTime.
Zach had one of those the little kid cell phones that could only call like 2 numbers.
I did.
Firefly.
That phone,
Yeah,
that phone
Firefly.
sucked. Very first phone.
Didn't even have a snake on it.
It wasn't even on fire. I don't know why they call it Firefly.
Oh man, I was gonna say, it's funny that you think about it. Like, the school has phones. Like, you could go in and use their phone to call home if you needed to, but they're like, no, use the payphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why? That's free. I have to pay if I use the payphone.
They want you to use their minutes
Yeah.
before unlimited minutes became a thing.
Mm-hmm. Shoot, that's like for the longest time we always had dial-up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's because we lived on a reservation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, we had dial-up, and then when we moved to like Humboldt or whatever, where we were like away from the reservation, we moved to another reservation, but like it was closer to where it actually had fast internet.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time we played online. First time. It was glorious.
Call of Duty 2.
Mm-hmm. It was awesome. We're like, wait, we can play with other people online? No, we used to play chess online on AIM. Remember that?
I remember it.
Let's
That's
play a pinball.
yeah.
That's what I remember.
Used to play chess on AIM and then update my MySpace.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. They need to bring MySpace back, man. I know we talked about this before, but it was so much better than Facebook and all these things.
It
Yeah,
really
Having a
was.
custom page and custom music.
The old school way, yeah. The old school MySpace, not this new one that Justin Timberlake ruined. Thanks, Justin Timberlake.
Thanks, JT. Ruining my childhood.
Mhm.
again.
Actually, I can't even get into my MySpace.
I
And I
can,
wanna-
but the
I-
website doesn't really work.
Yeah, because like I was like, oh, I want to go like look at the pictures and see if there's any old pictures because I'm sure there's some on there, But it won't even let me log in. So I don't want to look at my blog posts though. That's the only thing. My comments, my posts, all that can die. I just want to look for the pictures.
Yeah.
It's like Facebook memories. I remember because I created my Facebook when I was like 13, 14, freshman in high school. I was like, check out this post from 7 years ago. I'm like, oh, please don't. I was like rap lyrics or something. It's really in my feels.
Uh-huh.
Like I didn't even know what I felt then. Probably just
You're like these lyrics just hit so hard. It's like like the lollipop.
yeah, and something like that. Something just super out there.
Oh man. It's like I take you to the candy shop.
Mhm.
Bars.
My mom has to take me there in 2 weeks, so I gotta post this.
Oh man. I know, like I deleted my Facebook and then I made one to run our Thunder Bunch page and it's like there's nothing on it. And like our cousin Kevin was like, oh, what's this? So you have a Facebook again or whatever. And I was like, yeah, it's just to run the page. He's like, oh, like, are you adding? And I'm like, you can send me a friend request, but I'm not going to accept it because I'm not posting anything on there. So there's no point in adding anyone on there. It's literally just to run that page.
Yeah.
But now I remember when Facebook used to do that where it'd be like, oh, do you remember this like 5 years ago when you posted this? And I'm like, yeah, I do remember it. I'd rather not though, Facebook.
Yeah, delete. Thanks.
It's like, oh, I'm going to file a complaint. Yeah, what's with this memory crap? All right. I don't want to remember the cringy stuff I posted.
Right.
That's like a I got a email the other day on one of my older emails, and it's like, oh, you haven't logged into your photo bucket account in a long time, and I'm like, wait, what? And so I used email, figured out the password, logged in, and I have a bunch of old photos in there.
Oh,
Most of them are just like Naruto pictures and
I
stuff.
was gonna say.
Oh yeah.
But then there's like pictures of me when I was younger too, and I was like, this is weird.
So you practicing the Rasengan?
Mhm.
Dude, for sure. Like there's a picture of me. I don't remember where it's at, but it's me with my glasses on and my hair spiked. Wearing a polo actually, because I used to wear polos.
Nice.
That's what my dad would buy me all the time, is polo shirts in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I look like a coach all the time, but I have spiky hairs like my freshman year. I have my glasses on and I'm just like, and then behind me is like this scroll like poster that John used to have of Naruto and Kakashi and Sakura and Sasuke. And like that was my Xbox Live profile
Hell
for a
yeah.
while.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh man. I don't know what happened to the picture. I have it somewhere, but yeah, I was just like, it's such a like I just look like a kid. I look like a little kid.
Mm-hmm. Back when you were civilized.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I look at pictures from high school, what I looked like in high school. I'm like, well, damn, no wonder why no one thought I was like how old I was. I was like, when I was 18, people used to be like, oh, you're in high school, huh? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, a freshman or what? I was like, I'm actually a senior.
I'm a man.
I'm like,
I'm
actually
24
graduating
years
this
old.
year. Well, it's even like when I was like 22, I used to get carded at movie theaters all the time because they're like, oh, what are you in high school? And I'm like, no, I'm 22. Yeah, doesn't work anymore.
Because you were wearing a kid's backpack.
Because you had a Naruto headband on. That's why.
I
You
wore
ran
one.
in just.
Well, if you keep buying kids meals at the movie theater, you're gonna get carded.
When you dress up as Sonic the Hedgehog, you're gonna get caught.
Just go run, like put a headband on, and just run by him. Catch me. I remember I wore a Naruto headband the first year I went to Comic-Con,
Mm-hmm.
just because I was excited. I was like,
That's
I'm
an appropriate time to wear one.
gonna wear my headband, and John Andrew like, why? And I'm like, because I'm going to.
Because I'm cosplaying.
But-
Jeez.
But I did get compliments on it, so that was
Yeah,
cool.
see?
So I'm
I was pretty
cosplaying
hyped.
a nerd.
Didn't need the headband for that. Yeah.
Like you could have just showed up.
Yeah,
That's why
okay.
you're here.
What kind of nerd? Like, I'm not a nerd at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nerds.
Who
Some
plays
people.
video games and stuff?
I was gonna say I'm the only one that doesn't have stuff on my wall, huh?
Nerds.
Yeah. John
Yeah,
just has clothes on
I
his
got-
floor.
No,
That's it.
shut up. I got
This
like,
is trash in the background.
I got like stuff over there on my shelf and whatnot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your
yeah.
stuff's all off to this off camera. That's why.
Yeah, I can't show you because my floor has got clothes on it.
No, John just flexes that he has a PS5 in his room. That's it.
I'm just happy it's out of the
and
box.
the Xbox.
Oh, crap.
Oh, look at that! I said the PS5, and he had a flex. He's like, "Oh, you mean the Xbox Series X?"
He's like, oh, you mean there's 70-inch TV behind me?
Yeah, right.
What about my
70
supercomputer?
Shut up.
You guys want to see my hallway? It goes on forever.
That's a fact. That's like one time. So Andrew told me one time we were playing online. And he's like, "Oh, what's Sean doing?" I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "Oh, why don't you see if he wants to play?" I was like, "Hold on, I'll call him." He's like, "Where are you gonna call him?" I'm like, "I ain't walking all the way down the other way, the end of the
Right?
hall."
Yeah.
Especially on hot days.
It's like 20 feet. Actually, probably more
Jeez.
than that. But
Yeah, that's like 20 steps, John.
it might be more than that. I don't know.
Mathematician up in here.
Speaking of a house, so I was looking at houses to rent because I what?
Okay.
Because I want to sell my house eventually, you know. So I was looking at a house to rent, and I was telling Matthew about this. So there was a house for rent up in Temecula.
Oh, dude, that's millions.
No, that's not the problem. So the
month.
rent was, I don't remember, like 2,600, something like that. But the weird part was on
It's one bedroom.
the description. No. The weird part is on the description it says there is a security camera in the living room.
Oh.
Not to be touched. Belongs to the owner. It's for security. And I was like, why would you want to rent a house that has a security camera set up in the living room that the owner has access to?
That's kind of strange.
It's very creepy. And then not only that, it also says your laundry room is in the garage, but you only have half of the garage. The other half belongs to the owner, and he's got stuff on there that you must not touch. And
Bro, that guy's a serial killer.
yeah, and then it also says you cannot refurnish the house. The house already is furnished. And I was like, this is a really like sketchy like setup here.
Pretty sure that's like the beginning to a horror movie.
You can't touch the other half of the garage. That's where the bodies go.
Yeah, right? Don't touch those.
But no,
That's evidence for the police.
I was like, dude, why would anybody rent this house?
It's California, man. Weird people.
Yeah, I would be like, the first thing I would do if I rented it and I saw the security camera, I just put a box over it.
Right? Just put something right in front.
No, yeah, you walk out to the garage one day and you see the owner of the house. And he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And you're like, "What's up, Leatherface? This is weird." Going back inside.
You
Sorry,
said his name was Jason? Okay, cool. Okay, just
see you later, Hannibal.
Is that Voorhees? Oh, Voorhees. Oh, with a V. Okay. Yeah. You said you're gonna be busy on Halloween. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll just turn the lights off so trick or treaters don't come by.
Mhm.
Oh man.
But no,
No,
I'm
that's,
like,
I told John, I was like, he was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, if I were in that house, I'd just show my butthole to the camera.
Maybe that's what he wants.
That guy would never check into the camera again.
you just set
He's
up.
like, what are they doing? And just
No, you just get a small TV, you put it right in front of the camera, and you just have it playing footage 24/7.
If you
Just on
walk,
loop or something.
it's just you walking back and forth with your ass out,
Yeah.
and then it just is on loop, and you just put it in front
That'd
of
be
the camera.
hilarious.
You gotta line it up perfectly so that it looks like it's the actual room.
Yeah,
He's like,
You
this
just
guy
record-
doesn't go anywhere, does he?
you put a camera up right next to it and record for 24 hours. You know, where you come back at night and then walk by with your ass out, and then you just come up and just put it in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but when John told me that, I was like, dude, that's creepy as hell. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? And then not only that,
Yeah.
for you said 2,600, right?
It might have been more. I don't remember.
Yeah, but I was like, for that much, and you want people to stay there
But yeah,
without removing furniture, without fixing up the place, and with a camera in the living room
And half the garage.
and half the garage.
Who
Yeah,
rents
dude, that
out?
guy's a serial killer.
Like, why would anybody pay that much and only get half a garage
Yeah.
and a security camera? That's so weird.
No, it's like, dude, the market's ridiculous right now. Like I looked up. I was telling my mom, I looked up a house, probably like 700,000, smaller than my house. So probably like 200. I don't remember how many feet my house is. I don't remember, but anyways, it's like a smaller house, a small yard, 600 to 700,000, and the inside was just terrible. There was like half painted walls. One of the walls like looked like they were trying to tear it out, and then they just
Mhm.
left it. Like there's no drywall, and some of the insulation's hanging out. There's like rusted stuff. It was just all beaten up, and I was like, for 700,000, you want
Yep.
me to pay 700,000 for that tiny ass house that's all busted? Hell no. And it has no yard.
It
That's
reminds
San
me,
Diego, baby.
reminds me of when I was looking at houses back in 2009, and one of the
Truth.
houses we shut up. One of the houses we looked at had it upstairs, and it had like a staircase, like you walk in the entryway, and it had a staircase that wraps around the wall up.
Mhm.
What was that? Was that a dog or was that?
I have no idea.
But yeah, so it had a staircase like that, but there was no railing. The railing had been ripped off. And then when we walked into the kitchen, the stove was ripped out. Like all the appliances were ripped out. The countertops were missing. And then like the tile was all broken on the floor. And then it had a small pool in the backyard. The backyard wasn't that big. And the pool was completely green and nasty looking. And they were like, yeah, like 500 grand. And I was like, no. You
You're
want
like,
this
I got
house?
$4 for you to get out of my face.
It's like $200 max. Look at all the stuff that needs to be fixed up. That's like,
Right.
I forgot where it was. There's a house we went to go look at, and they're like, "Oh yeah, the people are still living here. You know, they haven't packed up at all."
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, okay, kind of weird. So we're just walking around, you know, and they're like, "Oh, this is the upstairs. This is there's two twin girls that teenage girls that live here." We're like, "Oh, okay," and they're like, "It's a pretty big room." They open the room, right? There's two beds, two big freaking piles of dirty clothes in the middle of the room. We're like, "Oh." This is disgusting. Let's
Hey,
get
thanks
out
for
of here.
showing me this.
Yeah.
This is what I
That
wanted
is
to
really
see.
Thanks
Today.
for
awkward.
showing me freaking dirty clothes from two teenagers.
That's like there was another house that was currently being lived in that was for sale in Eucalyptus Hills.
Oh,
And it was a
I know
pretty
which one.
it was a pretty old looking house.
It's pretty big.
It was pretty big. It was a weird setup though. It was
Yeah.
basically a rectangular like house, like
Yeah, just like
four
straight up.
corners and then like 2-story. It was really weird.
Yeah.
And it was on a hill. But yeah, so we went in the house and it was weird because there was like we walk in and there's a little kid just watching TV. So it's like,
Yeah. They were in the house.
yeah,
When
they
we
were
were
there.
looking at
That's super weird.
So they were just like hanging out as a family. Like dad just got off work. They're sitting at the dinner table, and then there's a kid in the living room playing video games.
We're like we walk in and they're just like sitting at the kitchen table, like
Man, I don't know who your realtor is, but you need to find a new one.
Oh no, I haven't used
I've
that.
never
realtor.
had something like that happen.
But
yeah.
also, then they're like, "Oh, this is this is the kid's bedroom." I open the door. That was the worst smelling room I've ever smelled. It smelled
Kid's
like
bedroom.
sweat and BO so bad. Like I was like, "Ugh, we're gonna have to burn this house down."
It smelled like Ricky's old car.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I'm not gonna. I was gonna say what happened, but I'm not gonna put him on blast.
Damn.
This car smelled. Oh, it did.
Yeah,
it smelled bad.
It smelled like sweat.
Probably smell like horchata.
No, that was John's car.
Did I ever tell that story on the podcast?
I
don't
think you
think-
did.
Oh,
That's
okay.
always a classic.
Freaking A. I don't have that car anymore though.
Shout out to Nick
Yeah,
for spilling.
Shout out
horchata.
Ann Chen.
yeah, and Jones. I was gonna say it reminded me of another story though, which I may have told you before. I know Matthew knows the story. So my grandma lives in a townhouse, so it's like, you know, it's connected to the other houses and stuff. You know exactly where I'm going with this. And it's like basically like it looks like one big building, but then like the fronts of
Like-
them look different.
Yeah.
Kind of like where Nick lives in a way.
I've never
Yeah.
well, except for
But except for there's no garage thing.
well, in Nick's
Nice.
house, I don't think it's
I
connected.
lived
to
in
the
a
neighbors.
townhouse, so
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah,
went to
yeah.
his house, yeah.
So
That's right. I forgot.
so and then obviously it's like a single street going up.
Yeah.
So I walked out of the house. We all did. I don't remember where we went. We went to go do something like we out in the street. So I go to walk back and I'm not really paying attention. And I walk in the front door. And I get a really weird feeling as I'm like standing there. And I look and I'm like, what the hell? The living room looks different. And I'm like, the heck, did they move the couches around? This is like a leather couch. And I was about to say, like, when did you guys, like, I think I even said, I was like, when did you guys have time to change the living room? I was only out for a couple seconds. And then I noticed suddenly a little kid goes, and he looks over, he's on his iPad, like on the couch. He just looks at me all like horrified. And I go, oh my God, I'm in the wrong house. And I just walked out the door and realized
Gone, dude.
that I'd walked into the neighbor's house.
Just imagine that kid has a story. Like, dude, you remember that one time where I told you guys a bear walked in our house?
Yeah, right.
When I was
Freaking
on the
giant
couch,
stormed in here.
he's like, I remember I was on the couch, I was on my iPad, and then turn around, and there's a bear, and then he ran out.
Oh, not my house.
God, I felt so awkward after that.
I would too. Traumatizing little kids.
I kept going. I kept thinking like I can't leave until it's dark because I don't want them to see me. So they ended up moving. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I think you did that at Tia Christina's, where they live
No,
now. You knocked on the wrong
I
door.
knocked on the wrong door. Yeah, I didn't
No,
actually go
that's
in
Yeah.
Thank God.
because I got confused on what their house is.
You're the boogeyman to some kid out there. Just remember that.
He's all in therapy.
Some
I could
kid
still
is
see it.
traumatized because you walked in the house. But wait, but also, like, why was their door unlocked? That
I don't know.
walked in.
Well, and the thing is, their door wasn't unlocked. It's like what our grandma does. It's just the screen door. Like the
Oh.
door was open, but the screen door was closed. But yeah, it was.
I thought you
unlocked.
just broke off the lock because
Yeah,
stop
just
playing
like-
games with
like
me,
a bear
man.
and
Stop
stuff, ripped
playing.
it off.
Freaks.
I want in. Just kicks it open.
It's a good thing I paid attention enough to not sit on the couch.
That would have been even more worse. The parents walk out, they're like, who's that?
That would have made it so much better. Oh, it's the
You're all-
last place.
You're all just
Nice
sitting
couch
there,
you
you're
got.
I probably
You're
would have
like,
gotten
what
a fight.
You're all sitting there, little kid, you're like, oh, what are you playing? Wait, who the hell are you?
You got games on your phone?
Oh man, I totally forgot about that. There's also
That's
John.
hilarious.
What about the one in high school?
Which one?
The one where you thought this girl was our cousin.
Oh yeah, well that one's not as what you call it. I just thought it was Andrea, and then I was like, "Hey Andrea, why aren't you wearing?" Oh, that's not Andrea.
Yeah.
We walked up. It was me, John, and Kevin. Kevin had spent the night. We're walking into the quad of
I
our high
have
school.
a history of messing things up. Okay,
and wait, there's another one. I just remembered. But so we're
is it the
walking up,
WonderCon one?
and no. So we're walking up, and John
That's
doesn't
another
have-
one.
John doesn't have his glasses on, and he's sitting there walking up, And he goes, "What the heck? What's Andrea doing?" And me and Kevin look at each other like, "What?" And he's like, "Why isn't Andrea wearing socks?" And we're like,
No, it was shoes. It
or
was
no,
shoes.
why isn't she wearing shoes? And we're like looking at each other like, "What the heck is he talking about?"
Back then,
So
I
he
didn't wear
walked up
glasses,
to
okay?
this. He walked
I
up to
didn't-
this
no,
girl.
no. I didn't
who's
walk
just
up
standing.
to
Hold
her.
on, John. This girl is just standing. Goes, "Andrea, why aren't you wearing shoes?" And she turned around and goes, "That's not Andrea," and walks away.
I didn't walk up to her. You always say this. I didn't actually
John,
walk up to
how
her.
do you know how far you were? You weren't wearing your glasses.
I was about 10 feet away. I didn't actually get up to her.
You did. You walked
No, I
away
didn't.
fast.
I
But
was
then
about
there's
10
the
feet
other
away.
time. The other time during powwow. Oh, that wasn't you. That was Andrew.
No, that was Andrew. So Andrew, Andrew's story. I guess it just runs in the family.
With you guys, not me.
Andrew's story was we were at the powwow. We had a campsite. Andrew walks off to go to the bathroom or go do something. He walks back, and he sees. Well, I'll say he sees me standing there in front of the campfire, just staring like in front of the fire pit. And he goes, "John, what are you doing?" No answer. "John." So he walks up and belly bumps me, goes, "John," like that. And the guy, it wasn't me. Andrew was in the wrong campsite. The guy goes, it falls over on the ground. And Andrew goes, "Oh shit, I thought you were my brother," and picks him up. It was some drunk guy staring at a campfire.
There was some drunk guy staring at the fire. He just straight up bumped him.
Hey, what are you doing? Bam.
That's
That's awesome.
poor drunk guy was probably like, "Hey John, what are you doing?" He's probably like, "Oh, someone's probably looking for their brother. What are you doing?" Boom. Oh, what the hell? Oh man.
No,
That's awesome.
I thought you were gonna tell the WonderCon story, which isn't a story that I really like, but
I mean, you're the one that brought it up, John.
all right, I'll tell it. So Matthew and I, our first year at WonderCon, it was in LA.
John's gonna add a bunch of extra stuff in there.
We had a bad experience at that WonderCon because we stayed at this crappy hotel. They didn't give us the room that we had reserved. We showed up at 4 a.m. They didn't give us a room. Instead, they were like, "We have one bedroom for you."
For three people, by the way.
And oh yeah, it was me, Matthew, and Kevin.
It was. We reserved a bed or a room with two beds.
Two beds. So they're like,
Two
"Oh,
queen size beds."
they're like, "Oh, we're all sold out. We don't have that." And I was like, "Okay." And then they're like, "Oh, by the way, we don't have rollaway beds right now, too." And then we're like, "Okay." And then Kevin's like, "It's fine. I'll just sleep on the floor." So they're like, "All right, whatever."
Yeah.
So
They said he's like, "Just get extra blankets and pillows."
So we get to the room, we walk in, and there is no carpet on the floor, only tile. The
All
only
tile.
part that's carpeted is right around the edge of the bed.
Yeah.
So is that Kevin had to sleep on tile essentially.
But then they came by with the extra blankets and pillows.
Mhm.
One blanket, one pillow.
Yes.
That's it.
So
So we took part of the blankets from the bed and actually, I don't think we used blankets. We just put them on the floor for Kevin.
yeah, which in the morning Matthew woke up and let Kevin sleep on the bed. Yeah, so that was a
good
bad
spots.
experience. Then, so the next day or whatever, we went to WonderCon. So this is what happened. I got sick at WonderCon. I got a really bad migraine, right? Let me just preface that because I wasn't thinking straight. So I'm sitting there like standing off to the side because I'm like, I don't feel good. Let's go back to the hotel. Matthew is talking to an actress who's in the show Arrow. She plays Nisa Al Ghul, I think her name is.
Yeah, Katrina Law.
So Matthew's talking to this actress and taking pictures with her and stuff like that. And Kevin walks over, so he starts talking, and then Matthew's like, "Oh, come over here, John." And I'm just like, you know, let's go. I want to go, blah, blah. So she says to Kevin, "What's your name?" And he says, "Kevin."
Well, no, she asked me first. She said, "What's your name?" I said, "Matthew."
So she goes,
She's like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "Oh, what's your friend's name?" And then he's like, "Oh, my name's Kevin." And she's like, she goes to
John. To me and she goes, "What's your name?" I stick out my hand and I go, "Matthew." And I go, wait, no, that's not my name. My name's John. And she says to me, well, that was weird. And
She goes, "Oh, well,
ever
that was
since
weird."
then, like, I just cringed right now. I have never lived that down. Like, Matthew proceeded to tell every single person that story. We ended up the next day, we ended up driving to WonderCon, and Cameron happened to be walking on the street. And we're like, Cameron, get in the car. And
Oh
he gets
yeah,
in the
that
car.
was weird.
The first thing
He had okay. It wasn't. He just had like we had messaged him because he said, "Oh yeah, I'm at WonderCon too." We're like, "Oh, you should have told us. We could have rode together." We're like, "Yeah," and then we just happened to be driving to WonderCon to go to the parking lot, and we're like, "Hey, is that Cameron right there?" And we're like, Cameron, and he's like,
That's awesome.
"Oh," and then he ran over and jumped in the car with us.
But as soon as he gets in the car, Matthew goes, hey, guess what John did? And instantly tells the story. I'm like, shut up, Matthew.
I'd be embarrassed too.
But yeah,
Oh, man.
so yeah,
You should have hit her with "you're weird." See if she said that to you.
You should have said Matthew's my middle name.
but no, so after that, basically, we went back. Like I said, I wasn't feeling good. We got back to the hotel and we checked, and they were like, "Oh, your room's still not ready. We don't have the room." We're like, "Okay." So we get back to the room, and my head is like pounding like crazy. We go into the room. I go to lay down on the bed, and Matthew goes, "Hey, where's our stuff?" And I go, "What?" And we start looking around the room. All of our stuff is gone.
Oh, nice.
And like I had put like unloaded like my shampoo and conditioner, all that stuff in the shower. I had a hairbrush and stuff like that. So I go back down to the lobby, still not feeling good. I went to go buy Tylenol too. Their freaking little shop in the hotel was like, "Oh, we close at 3." I'm like, "Who closes at 3?" So I go and complain to them, and they go, "Oh, your room was ready. That's why." And I'm like, "You just told me it wasn't ready." And they're like, "Yeah, so we just moved all your stuff to the new room." And I was like, "Why would you do that?
Yeah, that's a little strange.
That's not okay. You don't touch other people's stuff." So we go up, we get the new key cards, and sure enough, yeah, our stuff's there. But they also proceeded to throw everything that was in the shower away.
Yep, our shampoo and body wash.
My hairbrush, all that stuff was gone.
Sounds like a good trip.
So like, oh, and by the way, after that, Matthew and Kevin ended up going to like the bar upstairs, and I ended up puking my brains out.
That's why I don't drink too
Yeah.
much, John.
I wasn't drinking. I had a migraine.
Yeah, well, you called yourself Matthew. You had to be drinking.
Migraine, throwing up, calling yourself Matthew. I don't know. These sound like symptoms of a hangover, Joe.
You're irrationally angry. You're definitely drinking.
But no, it was a horrible trip, and I will never stay at the hotel
sounds like
again.
it. Yeah.
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 Shout out Hotel Angelino. You suck. Just so you know. No, that's not it too though. Because of the whole room mix up, they gave us complimentary breakfast. Continental breakfast. So they said, "Oh, here's a complimentary breakfast thing." We're like, "Oh, cool." Well, then as we're going up, so like, let's go get the breakfast on the last day. We're like, let's go freaking use this thing.
Yeah.
Well, it says continental breakfast, and I was like, okay, so that means we can only get the continental breakfast. That's kind of dumb.
Free to everybody.
Yeah. Well, usually it is. So we go up to the top part. It's like the eatery areas on the top where Kevin and I went to get drinks the night before. So we go up there and we stand there, and there's this little booth thing for like, you know, like where they seat you.
Yeah.
And then there's the doorways to go to the other area. There's like an area where you can sit where Kevin and I sat the night before to drink, and then like an actual like eating area. Well, we're sitting there and we're like, where are the people? They opened like 2 hours ago. We're just sitting there for a couple minutes. So then eventually I look over the bar and there's some menus, and I grab them and I hand them to John and Kevin. I was like, let's just go sit down over there. So we go sit down in that area, and like, because we had seen the people before us go over there, or like they were sitting over there looking at the menu. So then a waiter comes up and then grabs those people, like, "Oh, you're ready to be seated." There's like where we're sitting, it's just us, and then those other people, and then where the eating area, there's like 2 tables that are actually where people are. There's open tables. There's only two people, or two groups sitting at tables, and then those people go over there. Well, we're sitting there. Then pretty soon, another two people come in, and they get seated and handed menus. And we're like, okay, where was that guy when we walked in? So we're sitting there for an hour, and then they walk up and grab those two people, and we're like, oh, we got a table for you. And I'm like, excuse me. And I was like, we've been sitting here for an hour. We got here before they did. Why? And there's tables open.
Mm-hmm.
There's 50 tables open over there. So they eventually sit us down.
I would have left after 10 minutes. But
so then I talked to the person about I look it up, the continental breakfast, and I'm like, oh, so this is only good for these. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, can we use both of these then and get two orders of continental? John's like, what are you gonna do with that? I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna friggin' take it. We're getting our money's worth. Screw that. So we order that. We order our drinks, right? So we order our drinks. They take our drink order. They take our food order. They walk to the back, and they come back, and they take the table who sat down before us, their drink order and their food order. Then we're sitting there for 20 minutes. They bring out their drinks. And then I'm like, excuse me, where are our drinks?
No, see, you keep nagging the poor waiter. That's why.
We're like, we just ordered water and coffee. That's it. And then they're like, oh, okay, hold on. So they go back, and then they come back and give us our drinks. They were sitting there, and then they bring them their food. Continental breakfast is fruits, toast, oatmeal, simple stuff that does not take long to make. They ordered actual full meals that takes longer to make, and they got their food. And we're like, what the hell? So then they come out, and they're like, here you go. Continental breakfast. One of them, right? We're like, no, two of them. They're like, oh, well, we only charge you for one. And we're like, what do you mean charged us? The thing says we get a free continental breakfast. Right. Oh, okay. Well, okay. And they just take both of them. We're like, well, no, we want our other continental breakfast. And after a while, I was like, screw it. Take this and let's go. We are never staying here again. This is the worst place ever.
I'll say.
Terrible.
I would have left after the first night when I didn't have my room. Like, cool. I'm going to go down the street.
Because of WonderCon, there was no hotels available.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we had booked it last minute. And not only that, it was in LA. So it was far from the convention center. And Anaheim was way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was terrible.
Sounds terrible.
WonderCon goes back to LA, I will not be going. And I will not be staying at Hotel Angelina. I'm going to say it all the time because you know what? Screw that place. 3 people show up at 4 a.m. You say you don't have their room for 2 beds, and you're going to say, oh, we got a 1 room available with 1 bed, no rollaways, and no extra blankets.
Sounds about right. It's LA.
Terrible.
All right, see, I got to get going.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess we'll wrap up. I mean, I think we're at an hour anyways. So
I think so too.
We're telling stories about John being awkward.
Shut up.
You mean Matthew being awkward?
Yeah.
Wait, we're gonna make a shirt of just John standing there with a tag that says, "Hi, my name is Matthew."
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
We'll do
Next
that.
time
We'll have that, and then we'll have another shirt with me as Sonic as a Funko Pop.
Oh, that'd be high.
2 shirts ideas right there. Boom. Right there. Got it.
I'm down for the high on Matthew shirt. I'd get one of those.
So stupid.
And beneath it, oh shit. I need my name.
Oh man.
All right. Well, thank you.
I wasn't drinking. I just had a headache. And I vomited a lot.
And a buzz.
I didn't drink
And
at
I was
all.
angry for no reason.
You're so dumb.
And I was sweating.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up now. Okay, thank you for joining the Whiskey Boys podcast.
Thanks for watching the Coach podcast with the only #1 football on the game.
Hi, I'm Matthew. Thanks for tuning in.
Hi, I'm Zach.
I'm John. You can check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/John214. Zach's at twitch.tv.
That's Matthew over there. You can check out Matthew at HM Monkey.
You can check out Zach at twitch.tv/unexpected.
Yeah, you can.
Did I say Matthew?
No, you said you can check out Zach.
Okay. You can check out Matthew's stream at twitch.tv/agent_monkey, MUNKY.
Up there, over there. Matthew.
I know where you guys are situated.
Thank you for joining. Yeah.
Let's put it in the description.
We'll see. We'll see you next week. All right.
Bye.
Bye.